running late for work already, but our call time is a little later, so I'm picking myself up a Starbucks and stoplight. Damn it. I'm picking myself up a Starbucks as like a little special treat. Come with me in the day of my life as a writer and a full-time worker. Thank you. This angle is so bad. I'm late right now. I literally have 3 minutes to get there, and I'm worrying about filming myself pouring my coffee into my magic cup. Priorities have been decided. The trash goes in the back seat. We are not glamorous in this car. We do things out of necessity. Okay, so I am home for lunch, and I figured I would go ahead and check in and say, hey, hi, how do you do? My day in general is not very aesthetically pleasing, especially during the days that are full of meetings where I'm just kind of running around crazy until the end of the day. However, I am home for lunch. I'm gonna scour my refrigerator for leftovers. The lighting is better right here. I'm gonna scour my fridge for leftovers. If I can find some, I'm gonna eat some. I'm gonna refill my coffee, and I'm going to try and pick up the house a little bit because I will not have a ton of time to do that today. So I'm gonna try and clean up. We were traveling for over the weekend, so I did not have, like normally I would have cleaned my house on a Sunday, but I wasn't here on Sunday. Everything is a gigantic mess. This is day one of being back at work. Summer is officially over, and that is sad, but what can you do? I've got a new season of life that I'm embarking on. Like this is the first time I'm really trying to dedicate a ton of time into writing and keeping up my full-time job. So and like to add insult to injury, I'm going to try and do all of that and be an author tuber, which I don't even know what that entails yet. I have no idea. I've never tried to gather vlog footage. I'm using my iPhone. I don't know how much storage my phone has. Buck is a banana duck with no arms. He only has Pete's. Second half of my day, I will be in a meeting. Only am I having my first week back at work, but I'm a writer, right? Okay, I'm doing a writer's 75 hard. I'll give more details on what that is and what that looks like for me when I get home from work. But basically, one of the things that I must do is read a chapter of a book, any book. And I said any book because I have a really large TBR, and it's mostly fiction. The original 75 hard says you have to have a nonfiction book. Ugh. But I'm not doing a page count. I'm not doing a time count. I'm doing one chapter, and I also have to drink water. So right now, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat lunch, drink water, say a prayer, and then probably go back to work. With not Starbucks, with at-home cold brew that I did not make. It's in a bottle, don't worry. Okay, off we go. Hi, I'm back from work. It's 3:40-ish. I took a minute to kind of decompress and change clothes and put a pimple patch on, some micro darts, because that decided to show up. It's the stress. I'm kind of getting a gauge on what my year is going to look like, because if I can see it in my mind, I can make it work, you know? And I'm having a really hard time with that. I probably will not keep this in the vlog. I probably won't keep any of these details in, but just, I've been presented with a tough situation. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet about it, and that's really discouraging. Just kind of, and this is the kind of stuff that happens in my job often. When I am feeling this, it's really hard to be creative. It's really hard to be motivated to do anything else that I feel passionately about. It just kind of makes me want to roll over and rest and kind of disassociate for the rest of the day, but that is not going to be what I will do this year. This year, I will be strong and I will not let the things that I take home with me ruin my day, because I have other goals, I have other things that love and bring me joy, and I'm not going to let the things that bog me down throughout the day just destroy me. I'm gonna be like a trampoline. It'll just bounce right off. And I'm gonna leave the work stuff at work, and I'm gonna come home, and this is my kingdom, and this is where we do things where I'm the boss. So I'm gonna try and get a grip back on my day. That's the real life. That's the real life update. I'm gonna try to do like 25-ish, 20 minutes. I don't think I'll be able to get in a full 30 minutes of some exercise. What does that entail, Carey? I'm not gonna really tell you because it's embarrassing. Not gonna do any cardio. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna do some push-ups. I'm practicing some low impact body weight stuff. Oh, you see that? Exploded everywhere. Oh, welcome to my very aesthetic desk. Okay. I do want to recap. I just did a few chores after my workout, and now I'm going to kind of give you guys an overview of what my week is going to look like. I'm doing 75 hard, but for writers. So basically I made my own rules, and that's about it. I came home feeling so dejected, and I was like, I really just need to stop being so dramatic. Everything's gonna be fine. And it looks like a possible solution to the situation. I don't know how to use these words. I don't know how to talk about this at all. But the thing that was worrying me and stressing me out and making me feel pretty low is possibly going to be resolved and not be an issue that I'm gonna actually have to deal with. Potentially. I am crossing my fingers on that. Not worth my stress. Worth my worries. Everything's gonna be fine and things work out. That's the update if I just so happen to actually leave that in. So 75 hard, let's talk about that for a second. I have a little notebook spread set up, and as you can see, I have little checkity boxes and the date, because I am allowed to skip a couple days for travel or things like that. And I just need to do 75, one after another in a row. And what will I be doing on those 75 days? I will be working out, not trying to get buff. I'm just trying to be a little bit more mobile than I was before. Workout, at least for 30 minutes a day. Today I did about 20, but that's fine. That's about all I have in me, I think. I'm keeping up with 1,000 words a day, which I have been doing since April. And I'm still trying to keep up that habit of just writing every day. I want to keep being consistent with that. I need to drink water. My stipulation is 1 cup of water every day. I normally don't even sip water in a day. I really struggle to actually drink water. So 1 cup is huge growth for me. That's the whole point, is growth. Just for you guys to know. This is the cup, and it is, I think, 35 ounces. So if I can drink 35 ounces of water a day, I am growing from like maybe a few sips of water every day. That's huge for me. So I'm not trying to be buff. I'm trying to be a good writer and an all around more habitually healthy person. I mentioned this earlier. I'm going to read a chapter of a book every day. I'm reading this guy's book. I've already read Elements of Eloquence. I already read that and it was really, really good. I think it has definitely enhanced my ability to not only implement good writing tools, but recognize them and analyze what I like and what I don't like. Several pages are quite hilarious, actually. So I think I might read one of those chapters today. And last, I put optional is because I'm not going to make or break my day if I just don't want to take my vitamins, but it's definitely there because if I want to check off that I took my vitamins, which is a huge dopamine hit, I do actually have to take my vitamins. And I hate taking vitamins. Hate it. And it's not even anything crazy. It's just like cranberry. It's like healthy vitamins or whatever. I took my vitamins today. So I get a little checkity and that makes me super happy. So just having the checkbox there is helping me remember to do it anyway. So that's a huge win. And that is what my week is going to look like. I'm going to be working and doing the 75 hard bit, do a little bit of prep for me to get into my novel for the evening, but I probably won't get around to writing that until after I'm done at the store. So while I have the time, I'll let you know a little bit more about the project that I'm working on. And I do want to say this, that the fact that I'm sharing anything at all on the internet to anyone in particular, like anyone in general, the fact that I told my husband that I was writing a book was like, just because I don't want there to be any secrets. Like it was like, I need to tell him this for our relationship. It wasn't like, oh, I want to talk about my book. Not that I'm like a gatekeeper. That's really not it at all. I'm just really embarrassed and I'm not very confident at all. And part of the reason that I wanted to have a YouTube channel and do the author tube is because if I want to publish something, I really do need to get over myself. I do need people to read my work and I do need people to have like the outside world to have some exposure to what I do until ultimately like it's a whole ass book out in the world. I kind of just need to get over myself and I've just not, like, I've been writing since I was a girl. Little baby Carey was writing at like 8 years old. Carey really had a really great hobby of writing in high school. And then when my friend that I wrote with and I just kind of stopped doing that, I didn't stop writing, but I stopped talking about it. And it has been my best kept secret until literally this year. This year, the year of our Lord 2025 is the first year since 2015 that I have actually spoken about anything that I'm writing, whatever, any creative endeavor. It's the first time that I've actually said, hey, I'm working on this. If I don't talk a ton about the specifics of my book, like title, character names, scenes I'm working on, that's an area of growth for me. I'm gonna try to be more confident in what I'm working on and try to get excited about sharing what I'm working on because I am excited about it. It is like this little pent up thing and it's been trying to get out for ages. It's just I haven't had the balls. This is a little bit of that. Like I'm trying to build my confidence and share more because it's shocking, but like people would actually want to know that about my novel and people would actually want to know about me as a person and my process and what I'm working through. And like that's kind of nutso, but like if you're watching these videos, that's probably something you're interested in, which is just like kind of crazy. What are you doing here? Baby steps. I'll say this. I am working on a first draft of a second book. I've finished one whole book already. It's going to probably go in a hole and die. It is related though to this second book that I'm working on, which is in the first drafting phase, which first drafts are so fun. I mean, the simplest thing to do is really just to draft. All I have to do is spit out a document that is the full plot from start to finish, and that's a lot, but it's really, I mean, it's in word vomit stage, and that is the easiest, simplest thing at this point, and it's so much fun because there's a lot of excitement. I'm writing new scenes that I've never written before. I'm doing things with characters that I've never met before. Like it's a very exciting process, and I love it. I love the energy of coming into a new draft. A lot of beginnings. Already about 50,000 words in thereabouts, but my genre is sci-fi, and so I've got several thousand more words to add to that. And it is dual POV, so there is some words that get added to that when you have a dual POV. I think for my genre, it's pretty normal to have about 90 to 120,000 words. I could be wrong, but also I'm in a first draft stage. I'm not really worried about word count. I'm not going to be worried about word count until like second and third drafts. So again, word vomit, but yeah, it's a sci-fi, it's dual POV, and I need to work on my pitch. I'm really excited and I love it. It's really cool, and that's all I'm gonna say about it right now, because I don't know what else to tell you about it, and that's because I don't talk about it. And so this is a practice. I'm stretching the muscle, okay? More to come, I promise. I will not be one of those people who's like, it's just so unique, you're gonna want to steal it, and that's why I don't want to talk about it. That's really not where I'm at. It's a mental thing. It's a confidence thing. It's a what the hell am I doing thing. So bear with me. It's a whole journey. So welcome. Is that where you wanted it to go?
I wanted it to go.
It splat on my hair. You're a mess.
I know.
It's been many hours. It is now 8:42. I think the last time I checked in was around 3:45-ish. I went grocery shopping, came back, went right into making dinner, and I happened to film a few of those clips. I enjoy cooking, so if that's something that y'all like to see me doing every once in a while, I'll continue to film little clips of me doing that. But I did cook dinner, and my husband is downstairs watching TV, and so if you hear sounds, that's him. Up here later than normal for my entire summer to get in my 1,000 words, and I'm almost done with my water for the day, so that's good. I still have the 1,000 words to do, and I still have a chapter to read. I have yet to do that. I'm thinking I will probably get to it right before bed or as I am going to sleep, so I might wind up checking that off by tomorrow morning. I've got some really late nights coming up in the books. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do. What's normal for me actually during the time that I'm working is that I get up here to write 5 p.m. at the earliest is typically when that happens, based on what I have going on just kind of within the day. I'm gonna have to adjust a lot because of just the reality of how things shake out. I still have this pimple patch on. I'm gonna have to take that off in a minute. I keep forgetting it's there. I'm gonna kind of look at my tasks for the evening, and I'm gonna try not to tarry and procrastinate, which I don't know why I do when I know I can knock out 1,000 words in about an hour and a half, maybe less. I'm gonna try to not procrastinate and just get it done so that I'm not up super late, because I have work in the morning. So that is the golden plan. I think I'm gonna set a timer and sprint for like 20 minutes. By then, if I keep the pace I normally have, I should be around 400 words. Like I'm normally locked in after a first sprint, so wish me luck. Okay, I am home after a longer day than yesterday. I am about to do a load of laundry. Status on the water. It is 4 o'clock. I've had like 4 sips of water. So, gotta get chugging. I'm gonna sit down in front of my to-do list, my little checky boxy listy thing, and get that on the move. And I just love how you don't really see it in this lighting, but I did pick my face and put a patch on it. But like, first week, it decides to show. I think I'm going to make myself some tea. Hot tea, even though it's kind of flipping hot in this house. Tomorrow night is gonna be a really late night.
Goes up in flames, disaster. How could we ever stay friends? What am I supposed to even do? I'm so sick of love. 'Cause honestly, I think I've heard enough. I'm so done with love. But what do I keep holding on? Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe I'm all of the above. It's so confusing. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm selfish. Maybe I'm all of the above. Count up the exes. That would explain a lot, even if it's all made up. All of these reasons never even meant a thing. Yeah. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe I'm all of the above. It's so confusing. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm selfish. Maybe I'm all of the above. Count up the exes.
Good morning. It is Wednesday. Just so you guys know, yesterday was kind of not doing a very good job yesterday. I didn't do a very good job filming things. I didn't do a very good job writing. I wrote 150 words. I count it because I wrote. But also, I did spend the evening editing this vlog, not editing, writing work, going with that, but like, I did do things last night. I'm on my way to work, in case you couldn't tell. And also, before anyone freaks out, I'm a really good driver, okay? Don't freak out. Welcome to Wednesday. Okay, I'm home for lunch. Today is a good day. It's just a bunch of meetings. Honestly, it's a lot of information, but it's good. There's some exciting things coming up. There's a lot of good that's coming around. So I'm gonna eat this chicken. I am starving. Kind of mentioned this before. Yesterday was kind of a bust in terms of writing. Like I did not do very much of that. And my goal for today is to finish a writing challenge that my writing group we've had for the month of July. It's due on the 31st, but basically it's a voice swap challenge. So essentially I have tried to imitate the personal writing style and voice of another person in my writing group. And we don't know what each other got. We were randomly assigned, and we're gonna try and guess who got who, which is kind of the test. Did we really imitate who we were intending to imitate? It's really, really challenging. It's so nuts. A lot like voice training, if you've heard that term float around on AuthorTube. It's kind of where you spend some time reading a book or a piece of work that has a voice that you would like to imitate. Not necessarily imitate, but you want to emulate, which is different than imitate. But anyway, a lot like that, except what I have noticed about this does encourage me to understand more what my personal preferences are, what is my voice when compared to someone else's, and what makes my tone and my personal author voice unique, and what makes them sound unique. And now I have a better idea of what I sound like and what I prefer in terms of prose. Is due on the 31st, which is on Friday, but because Thursday and Friday are going to be really late days for me, I believe. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and submit it today. That's my goal for today. And get 1,000 words. I kind of have already read through it. I'm just going to do one more pass to see if I need to add anything else, or if there's something that, like a glaring error or something that I need to fix. I'm not even gonna lie, I just spent a good 20 minutes just kind of sitting on my bed thinking about nothing. I'm home and I have turned in my voice swap challenge into the Discord. So that's exciting. And they can't tell who I got, or at least one person. I actually want to read his to see if I can figure out who he got. If I can at least make an educated guess. I have a beefy word count to get to today. We'll be using a little like outline type deal. Planned ahead a tiny bit. I do have an outline, it's just not super specific, and I do want a little bit more detail as I'm kind of going through this odd section of my draft. It's super dark and it's late. It is 9:30. I would like to update you guys. I know that today was a super late day. I was at work from 7:15 to 7:30. It was that was a long day, and I definitely have come home mostly really tired. Okay, truth be told, I was doing a lot of manual labor today, so I was gonna count that as a workout, but I just don't see myself writing enough words today. I don't see myself reading. I see myself taking a shower and going to bed. So I don't think I'll get around to adding today to the 75 count, but that's okay. I have given myself grace for days like this. That's just kind of how life goes. This has made an appearance, our goals checklist thingamajig, and I will do a couple things that I would like to do on this. I'm going to update it tonight, I think, kind of put some new-ish things on it because I've completed most of it, and so I want to get some of the old things that I've done off and put some new things on. I also need to change the dates because tomorrow is August 1st, and that's crazy. Wrote the most I've written this week last night, and that was really good. I ended up going a little bit off script. I didn't, it just kind of felt right, flowed in the moment kind of deal, and I wrote a death scene. A character died, an important character, a character who I actually am really surprised by, a character that I didn't plan and who kind of just happened. Just kind of jumped off the page for me in a lot of ways, just in the initial drafting. Last night he died. So I don't know if me in the future will take that out or change it, but first draft me has this character dying in a slightly heroic, very sudden way, because I didn't build to it at all, really. It just kind of happened. So that was interesting to write, and I will probably explain at some point kind of the difference between discovery writing and plotting, or pantsing and plotting. I'm overall a plotter, but there are several things about my process that I do allow for a good old-fashioned pants. And last night was one of those situations where it was like I knew I needed some incident, a specific kind of incident to happen, and then I was writing kind of this scene that shows the incident and shows how it progresses over several hours of, and in the middle of that incident, as I was writing, I was like, I feel like this is what's going on. Character got deaded. Character deaths are really difficult for me to write, especially when I feel that they're important and I am invested in their story. I'm not like in the business of just killing characters for no reason. That makes it feel trite. I don't agree that you should just slash characters to make your book realistic or grim, or I'm trying to make my reader cry, so I'm gonna kill a character that's really great. It's not my philosophy. So I've always been very intentional and planned when it's come to character deaths. That's it. They have never been shocking to me as the person who's in charge of everything. They've never been a spontaneous thing. If a character is going to die, I kind of got to that point after a lot of soul searching, like, because it has to do a lot of things. It needs to close a loop, be at the end of that character's arc. It needs to be satisfying, and if it's not happening at the very, very end of the story, it needs to push the plot and the characters forward. Not necessarily forward as in like positive progression, but as in forward onto the next step that they must go on their journey. A lot of planning, there's a lot of criteria for a character to have in order to get gutted on page, not something that just happens off the cuff. Last night, off the cuff, it felt right, and you know, as I was writing it, I was like, you know what, he did have a progression, he did have a full arc, he is in a place where he's learned something. He's kind of at the end of it. That was cool. We'll see if Carey in later drafts leaves that in. The AC is blasting because it's bloody hot in this state. I'm going shopping. Do a quick bookstore haul before my phone died. I read A Study in Drowning and I really, really loved it. It really surprised me. I wasn't expecting to like it. And then I happened to get this gorgeous special edition. So
You are the sudden sun, and I am the fool, always chasing you with a slick city attitude.
okay, we're home. We're home for the weekend. It feels so good. It feels so good. I feel like the success rate of my 25 hard dipped for sure. I was even able to do 8 days the way I was. I think it's gonna be a whole lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to do my best with it, and there's pretty much nothing else I can do about that. But typically at the start of something new, get a fresh mug. I do want to recap the week to kind of talk about how many words I wrote total and things like that, because I don't think it's going to be as many as it should be. On the 28th, and from the 28th to today, not counting today's word count, is pretty sad. I did not write on the 31st, and I am gonna write today. Right now I'm looking at only having written this week 2,654 words. Not a failure though, because this week would have been a really, really easy week to just drop everything that I had been building since May. You know, cut myself a lot of slack and just not do it, not attempt to this ambitious thing. I could have dropped it and I didn't, and I'm proud of myself for that. Honestly, I'm gonna be proud of the 4 times, including today, this week that I have written, and all the effort that I have put into this week of like exercising and writing and drinking water and reading and working hard and making good food and spending time with my husband. And you know what, I'm pretty proud of myself that I've managed to do so much in a week where it would have been really, really easy just to kind of rot. Instead, I have pushed myself to do things that I didn't want to do all the time. Proud of myself for that. I'm really proud of myself for that. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna write some more, get my 1,000 words in for today. Probably in the vlog here. I hope that this was an entertaining watch. But if video was not too much of an assault on all of your senses, I hope you'll stick around, because I do think I will make some more videos for sure. As a full work week, we are at our close. Thank heaven. I hope your last week in July, the last gasp of summer, was the best. Happy Friday, guys. Happy writing. see you next time.